Oh, buggy rushed and disappointing Hearthstone's 10th anniversary event.
This is dire, dude.
Yeah.
This is dire.
Dire.
I feel like they had like one person do this, give them like 3 days to implement it, and then halfway through finishing, they said, actually, no.
They gilded this event in gold upon our roadmap.
Did they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's like has a little golden banner.
They should have yoked it off the fucking cliff.
Yeah, so it went live, but they didn't really tell anyone what it was. And then after it went live, they posted an article. It then was broken completely, where for some people the portals were spawning, for others they weren't spawning. For some they were spawning every like 5 minutes, so then people were able to just spam the pre-made finder to server hop or shard hop so that they could just do it all really quickly. Then there's seemingly like no real UX on the minigame.
Yeah, I'm sure we have.
Do you have any footage of the minigame?
Not of it actually been played here, but like, see what happens if you're unfamiliar. What happens is
29 and 23, yes.
That's their health bars. You log into the game. This is what happened to me on Monday. Logged into the game. I was already parked there. I didn't know. I wasn't for any reason. I was just parked there. So I logged in. There was a load of people around me in one Hearthstone table. And I was like, what's this? Went over and picked up the quest. Play a game of Hearthstone. Play X cards in the game of Hearthstone. I was like, okay. I went over, waited for the game to finish. I got a little pack of Hearthstone cards.
Yep.
And they added Hearthstone cards to my collection when I clicked them. And there were specific actual Hearthstone cards. I don't know where. I don't know where
they are.
I don't know how to see my collection.
Where are they? Yeah.
Outside of the achievement that tracks it, I clicked on a chair and sat down. It was a wee vehicle, a wee fixed camera angle, and I had button to play a common card, a rare card, epic card, a legendary card, and then there was no timer for a turn. Just randomly, sometimes I would get mana. That would be the secondary resource of the vehicle. No indication of how much mana. Like I got like 3 the first time, so I played a common card.
Oh no!
And then the next time I got 5 mana, and then I pressed it because the buttons is to play a random card, and then I pressed a random epic. I was like, okay, whatever.
Your only button.
Let's play a random card of like each type based on mana cost. So I don't know when my turn ended, except I pressed the button till I run out of mana. There's a timer, you just don't get to see an interface. Yeah, I assumed as much. So I got 7 mana and played legendary. There's only 3 things on the board, 3 spaces for minions, which have no stats. They're just little 3D models floating there who like do attack animations sometimes. You don't get the target attacks or anything, it just happens. So I had played a couple of you get more mana each turn. Yeah, I figured that out obviously because I played Hearthstone, but it was just like it wasn't clear how much.
There's no UX basically.
Yeah, if you hadn't played Hearthstone before, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Obviously they expect you to have played Hearthstone because you log in for the fiery Hearth Steed, which didn't work.
But if you were playing Hearthstone, you'd at least like to have a UI.
Yeah, at least I liked it something. So then I just pressed the legendary button, and then because my table was full, it replaced one of my minions with my Ragnaros. Oh. No, not Ragnaros, my Baron. And then my Baron just killed the other guy. I just won. I just hit him for more damage every turn.
Well done, woo!
Yeah. And then I was like, it was probably functional.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it was the most pointless experience I think I've ever had in World of Warcraft.
It's like if you could play this game as if you were just fiddling around with Python, like in a console, it'd be fine.
What?
You just you made the logic.
What's Python got to do it?
No, you just like made the logic in some simple language, whatever. You just made the little thing, little text based.
Oh, like the way you used to play Peggle and Wrath,
yeah.
Yeah.
If it was Peggle. But imagine it's this.
Did you never play Peggle and Wrath?
I played Bejeweled with the add-on.
Oh, you played Bejeweled, not Peggle?
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
But imagine
We're
that.
different.
It's text based. It's like you could understand that because it's like it's simple and there's feedback.
Yeah.
But then if you have like 3D models you can't really see, rule set you're not entirely sure about, I suppose the thing is all the clarity. There is clarity in the game logic, but there is no clarity in the presentation. Therefore, the user is confused.
Yeah, but that's not the real event. You just get to play Hearthstone.
Yeah. The
real event is on the hour now. There was no indication of it whatsoever, and no Like, no indication that there was more to it than this one Hearthstone table in the middle of this place with a load of people trying to click to play. Then, you know, every hour or so-ish, it wasn't working on the timer at all. Every half hour now, Whiz-Bang would appear and float above a void portal above the table, and then spawn 3 dudes to kill. And then you got loot. No indication of what loot.
Fuck.
I got some Hearthstone wild cards, which are cards that you can play near an active Hearthstone game to play the card on the table, disrupting other people's game, which I think is fun as an idea. But it was so weird to me. I didn't understand anything. The game didn't tell me that there were places in Stormwind.org to go. Because you get a mail that tells you to go celebrate Hearthstone, and it just pointed to the one in Valdragon. So you didn't know there were ones in Stormwind.org also doing stuff, which means you just would have missed it. And if you showed it, like if you logged in, saw Hearthstone table, played a game, nothing happened and left,
There's no idea.
you'd be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
How was that an anniversary? How was that an anniversary?
Magic was gilded in gold upon our roadmap.
An event?
It's major.
And then it's just here's some enemies to fight, and then you get stuff. And everyone's been having a terrible time. Everyone was having an awful, awful, awful time with it. Like, I just, God. Apparently loads of people doing it though, because you get rewards.
Well,
I don't understand, but you know,
roaring success.
people get a Compass Rose and a Stone of Hearth toy. I'm like,
Roaring success.
also the Stone of Hearth didn't even have a description.
Oh yeah, on day one it was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, this shit launched. Bro, why did you have like one person do this? Why did you call this an event? What are you doing your resources? I hope you have everyone working on 10.2.6 and the war within. Because if this was like a thing, what the hell? Like, how is this confusing and broken and undercooked? I just literally don't get who did this and why. And also people are pointing out that there's the Hearthstone Tavern is in the game files,
Yeah.
but not in the game.
Yeah.
You're like, bro,
Just completely scuffed.
what? Oh. What? I like the logic of this is so. This feels like a 9.1 event. This would have felt like, and no shade to the person who worked on it, because I swear if there was more than one person who worked on this, I would start to question their efficacy as a business.
Well, think about
But,
like
this
all
is
of
so-
the logic and shit that they probably like made for that little Hearthstone minigame.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it do you know what it feels like a very so there's a thing, you know, whenever people sometimes do something to the standard of the box being ticked, but it's not really done.
Yeah.
It just feels, or even how, you know, people sort of say like, you know, haha, most of the 80% of the work is finishing the final 20%. You know, it's a bit like that. This is what happens when the final 20% isn't done. It's like you have all the ideas, the logic's there and the logic works, but, you know, it as a holistic thing doesn't work. It just has to meet time. Yeah, it feels like it does feel a bit like a sort of a student project that was hacked into it. But it's not really a knock on the people involved. They were probably not given realistic. Or, you know, maybe they just didn't estimate, you know, how long it would take themselves or just whatever. It's probably just a production. Well, it's like all these things, production issue. Because no one ships that.
No,
Like, no one wants to ship that.
Yeah, no one, not a chance. Not a chance, which is frustrating.
I should go back in time and delay Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So,
No, but then the start point on this would have been delayed. It's fine. Yeah. Grim, here's the 10th anniversary of our beloved game. Fuck you.
I guess you think about this in any larger context.
Yeah, like
And you do get a bit of a, like...
This is a disgrace.
Yeah, I suppose we accept it because it's like some little thing in WoW that we don't care about.
Yeah,
But
like,
imagine like Fortnite does a new event and it's broken.
Yeah. It only happens here.
Yeah, it only happens.
It doesn't
here.
happen anywhere else. It only happens in fucking World of Warcraft and in Overwatch. The only time people like make something, everyone goes, "What the fuck is that?" Everywhere else, it doesn't happen. Obviously, games launch busts and stuff like that, but it's not like no other like. The worst you'll get
You
from
heard
like
here first. Every other live service is perfect.
yeah, they're all dog shit. But like things this embarrassing can only happen in World of Warcraft. It seems, at least that I see. Maybe there's stuff I don't see an awful lot of. But it's so
you're used to playing gacha games.
Yeah, where they're
Sure,
just
top delivered business.
yeah. Swear to God, I'm chill like oh, what? There's a new thing. Oh, it's brilliant, fantastic. What's that? 2 weeks and it's unique and it's fun and it's engaging and it's rewarding. Unbelievable. What's that? You've just made a fucking browser like rip off of an old Flash game using your characters for the crack. Great, wonderful, fantastic. I had 5 minutes of fun. This is great.
Yeah,
Excellent. And there you go. This is like the 10th year anniversary of one of our strongest video games that we love.
I mean that's
Hearthstone. Here's a half-baked mini game that doesn't work that well. Here's an event that is kind of nothing. And
shut up and look at the rewards.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, that I don't mean this. I don't mean this to sound rude or an attack, but that sounds like survivorship bias from your perspective. It almost certainly is. Oh, like definitely, almost certainly is. It's just I also
the mats,
don't see much like
the
it.
mats that played all those other games are dead.
Yeah,
So
thank God.
We're stuck with this one.
Sorry, I mean it should have been me. No, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, like, to be fair, I play gacha stuff, so obviously, but like even when the events in 14 are born, they fucking work.
Yeah,
Or they're like they have a plan, they have something cool. Whereas this is like
it's the software.
Stick some shitty or stick some decent rewards on some enemies that spawn every hour, and that'll do. It actually feels like World of Warcraft players are pigs been called to the fucking trough. Like, that's what these events feel like to me.
Mount, so we going.
Yeah, it just come on, little peas. Here's your slop. Eat your slop. Drink your fight your slop and get your slop mount reward. It feels like that. And it's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, like what is the big picture?
Even there's Dr. Boom. He throws some fucking bombs.
Who's Dr. Boom?
Hearthstone Dr. Boom.
Oh yes.
He throws some fucking bombs, and you're like, that's perfect. As the most raw MVP, that is fucking boiled chicken breast in video game form. Like, that is what's dinner? Instant ramen for dinner, but you didn't even put the fucking seasoning packet on it.
It's like the way to do this as a good crossover event would be to take notable, inspiration from notable things in Hearthstone and maybe turn it into like a little, boss gauntlet or, create like, a little thing.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine the praises I'd be singing if someone at Blizzard were like, right, we're going to give this a bit of time and energy and resources. Yeah. How about we make one of the cool solo adventures from Hearthstone in WoW? Yeah. What if we try that? And then I would be like, absolutely beautiful. This is great. And you've done a great service to Hearthstone.
Do you know what they could do?
Wow.
They could rerun it then every year.
Yeah.
And because
slop.
Because some content of, I guess that's the thing. This is doing an event to tick a box, but it hasn't created any content of value. And if they had have taken this as the opportunity to do something like what you said, which would take actual production work, but they would have made something of value, and then they could rerun that every year.
Yeah.
I
fucking blows.
It only happens here.
It's so disappointing that they just.
I mean, of course, especially speaking as a lifelong diehard Hearthstone player.
I loved Hearthstone for like a year or two. Yeah. I played the shit of that. But it's like you know what my problem is? It's literally seeing events from gacha everywhere I fucking go. Because even like I saw people talk about the Honkai Star Rail there. I was thinking about that. Not that I played it. Seeing people talk or seeing like a friend of mine play Limbus Company. Just when shit happens, they're just like fucking off to the races. We go here. Here's some of the coolest shit you ever saw in your life. I don't know why Blizzard can't put story into events.
I think
or
something
framing,
here
contextual
is a
framing.
bit.
Why is there not a fucking story attached to this?
So with your gacha game, The gacha, like that is the game. The events are the game. That's how they make their money. In Fortnite,
Except
those
it's
events
not,
and
it's kind of
releases are the game, are the money.
Yeah.
Here, is this just
it's
slop?
slop to keep you from dropping your sub, like.
Yeah, it's log in and get amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it is. That's its job. This isn't WoW's bread and butter. This isn't how WoW intends to keep people resubbed. This, what that dev work that goes into making Goku and Vegetable fight in Fortnite, that is them making Fortnite. Whereas with World of Warcraft, no, they're making the next expansion and the next raid, because this is a content-driven game rather than an event-driven hell. So I guess that's the problem. WoW isn't a big event-driven game; it's an MMO. So at least their work goes into the MMO, and then these things are the afterthought. But then when it's an afterthought, it's like,
why bother? Like,
yeah, it's like, why bother? It's almost like that you have served this to me, a customer, is almost like offensive.
Yeah, I'd rather go hungry than fucking log into this. Like, I'd rather not. I'd rather not log into this.
Not even to get a Hearthstone recolor.
See, that's like.
And what about your Hearthstone manhole cover, or your 36 slot bag, or your Hearth of Stone?
Yeah, I know people like getting that stuff. I know I don't give a single fuck. Like
bags.
So I'm definitely,
though, bro.
Like, I'm very biased. When
engage to get bag.
Yeah,
engage to get bag. There, that's like the name of a Zoomer self-help book. Very good. Well,
yeah, like someone there mentioned like Elisa Starseeker and friends take you on an adventure. Happy 10th anniversary. Like, what is wrong with them that they can't slap a handful of fucking quests into the game?
They don't have,
and make them be quests.
They don't have the developers,
bro. They've got 1 billion developers.
They need more.
Fucking fix your fucking production.
Do you remember when like Epic Games expanded to like bulk up the Fortnite team, and they were just running at an infinity sprint?
Yeah.
And like people were talking about like how like I'm so wealthy and so depressed.
Yeah. I don't know. I just sort of
don't bother.
Don't bother thinking about it.
No, I mean Blizzard, don't bother.
Don't bother, yeah.
This is all a waste of time.
Yeah.
This doesn't.
Which is frustrating.
Like this is transitory at best, but it doesn't move the needle.
What if you did it well? I'd be sick.
Yeah. You should have a quality, and if you can't do things to the quality, don't try.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a weird thing to say, because that's not what you would say when you're starting a project or doing a startup. But it's different when you're delivering a live game.